Hi, Raj.
Hello,
How are you?
Gabriela. How are you?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing awesome. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Great. So, Raj, the reason for our meeting today here through Zoom is because I have a couple questions. So, I think it's really important for people to know and actually get life insurance currently with the situation that we're going through with the COVID-19. I
Correct.
think it's extremely important if you can help us with some information pertaining, life insurance and living benefits. So, first, what is life insurance?
Life insurance is a policy, where you pay the premiums and the company is basically giving you a promise that in case of your passing away at some point,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to pay you a certain amount of benefits, whatever it could be. It's called the face amount. It could be 100,000, it could be 1 million, based on whatever you apply and whatever they approve. Yes, ma'am.
So, how do they base that, or how is that based? Do you do you pay? Is that how much you pay for it? That the coverage that you get, or how does that work?
Absolutely. See, it's based on your age, your gender, and your health conditions and that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, it also boils down to how much you can afford a month. So let's say you're like 40 years old and you're a woman, and you're only able to afford $100. Again, within life insurance, there are different products. You could either get a term life or you could get a universal life. So term life could be for like 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, depending on how long you want it. And also but the universal life is going to cover you to the end of your life. So it's the permanent policy. And then the thing about the term policy is, let's say you got a term policy for 10 years and you lived past those 10 years, you're going to get $0 out of it because that policy expires, right?
So I'm gonna try to explain that in Spanish because I do
Sure.
have a lot of, well, actually the majority of my followers are actually Spanish speaking. So, les voy a explicar un poquito sobre lo que yo le estoy preguntando aquí a mi amigo Raj, qué es lo que es aseguranza de vida y cómo es que funciona. Lo que me dice Raj es que regularmente las personas compran aseguranza de vida y el precio está basado en la edad, en las condiciones médicas, en cuánto es lo que cada persona puede pagar al mes. Hay gente que puede pagar 100 o más o menos, dependiendo lo que usted alcance a pagar al mes o lo que quiera de cobertura, es obviamente lo que le van a dar de regreso en una situación desafortunada donde usted pasara. O sea que desgraciadamente muriera, pero es lo único seguro que tenemos. Okay, so now, Raj, I have another question.
Sure.
So we got that covered about, the basics, how it normally works. Now, explain to me a little bit more about living benefits because I think it's very important for people to try to see if they can actually get this kind of coverage.
Sure.
Because, can you explain that to us? How does that work? Because I think it's really interesting.
Absolutely. Because life insurance policies, 5 years ago, they basically had either term or universal life. And, within universal life, you had the cash value and the death benefits.
Mm-hmm.
But now companies are getting more innovative because, more people are getting sick with cancer, stroke, there's a whole lot of things that can land people in a hospital and not necessarily die from, but still, the hospital bills can be pretty big. So even if you have the initial stage of cancer, and you end up in the hospital and they're able to treat you, just the bills can run up to like $500,000 or so. And by the way, please feel free to stop me at any time, because you're doing the translations too. So at any
Okay.
point of time, if you want to stop me, just let me know. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So the good news on the living benefits is it doesn't cost you anything extra. It's still like a life insurance policy that you'd have bought 5 years ago. But what happens is, let's say you got $1 million policy, and then 2 years later you develop some cancer and one of these diseases that falls under the critical illness category. Now,
Okay,
what happens is,
let me explain that because
sure,
then that'll be too much. Okay, so entonces yo pregunté que qué son los beneficios de vida y para qué sirven y cómo es que trabajan. Entonces, regularmente como esto trabaja es que las pólizas que no tienen esta cláusula, cuando tiene que esperar hasta que usted muera. Ahora, con los beneficios de vida, es probable, actually, es como funciona, le dan a ellos usted dinero cuando usted se enferma con una enfermedad crítica, ya puede ser cáncer o una enfermedad terminal. Okay?
Beautiful, thank you. So what ends up happening is you can file a claim with the company, and depending on the illness that you have and how serious it is, if they approve it, they're going to write you a check for the amount that they believe it's usually up to 70% of the face amount.
Okay.
But then what happens is, let's say you got $1 million policy, and then you end up with a condition, and they make an offer for like 300,000, and okay, I take that back. Let's say they make an offer for $500,000, right? And you decide to take it. Guess what happens to your life insurance policy? Like your premium drops to, they write you a check for $500,000. Your premium drops to half of what it is right now.
And that's till your death, obviously.
Correct. So your policy is still active at this point. And then the good news on the living benefits is most of the times it comes income tax free. So you don't pay any tax on the living benefits. But again, you have to consult a CPA and make sure that your condition falls under basically you have to make sure that the CPA tells you that
that you don't have to pay taxes.
Free. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
so let's say for
confirm with that. Yes.
Okay. So with that said, so now let's say for example, if a person, let's say for example, they take the $500,000. You have a $1 million policy, but you get really sick, and you take $500,000. In that instance, does that mean that after you pass, you're not getting anything else? Is this the only amount that you will get? Which is pretty much you're taking the $500,000 and that's it? Or how does that work?
No. You still have $500,000 in the death benefits. So you still got death benefits. It's like your policy just got cut into half. You got $500,000 now, and your beneficiaries will get $500,000 later. Eventually, when you
like refinancing it, pretty much like what we would say in real estate. Because your payment's gonna go lower.
But here the premium drops as well. Yes, ma'am. It's just that you're not waiting to die till your son or daughter gets all the money. Here, you're actually getting the money when you're still alive. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let me say that in Spanish. Entonces yo pregunté más o menos, él nos dijo que regularmente vamos a dar un ejemplo de $1 millón. Si por ejemplo tiene una póliza de $1 millón y se enferma y usted decide tomar $500,000, obviamente es cuando todavía está vivo y usted lo necesita, no para cuando usted ya muera y solamente sus beneficiarios se beneficien de eso. Pregunté que si tomando el $500,000 ya no le quedan beneficios para después de la muerte. Nos dice Raj que sí hay beneficios, aunque usted tome ese dinero por enfrente, usted igual va a tener los beneficios después, que me parece que es muy, muy importante, es algo muy bueno. Entonces, do you want to continue on?
Absolutely. Yes, go ahead.
So that pretty much covers your average information. We don't want to make the video too long and confuse people.
Correct.
But if they really do have any questions pertaining this, they can call you. If my Spanish speaking people call me, and maybe I can translate for them. I will help them as much as I can. Si ustedes tienen alguna pregunta sobre este tema que se me hace muy importante, especialmente para nosotros los hispanos, que no es algo muy común que nosotros hacemos, pero es algo importante. Si usted tiene alguna pregunta sobre este tema, no dude en llamarme. Yo estoy aquí para ayudarles. Yo le traslado lo que Raj le quiera decir. Y si usted está interesado en una póliza, es bueno estar preparados. No queremos confundirlos. Vamos a hacer el video lo más pequeño que podamos. Y vamos a poner nuestra información aquí abajo por si tienen preguntas y quieren comprar una póliza. So, you want to say bye, Raj?
Thank you. Gracias. And thank you so much for doing this, Gabriela. I really appreciate it.
Yes, of course. I think it's a really important thing for people to No, knowledge
Yes.
is power,
Thank you.
especially to me at this time. It's so crazy, Raj, because people are going crazy. Things are going crazy. The world's
Yes.
upside down. And I think security is our best ally.
This is the best product to give you peace of mind, especially when you have a family, when you have a house, because
Children.
if you do not plan for it and something ends up happening, you could end up losing everything. Yes, ma'am.
Well, I'm sure that life insurance is a lot more complex than this. But if they want to go into detail, like we said, please do give us a call. What is your phone number, Raj?
Thank you very much. My phone number is 916-968-1481.
And my phone number is area code 209-649-2378. You already know me. I'm Gabriela Resendiz, your realtor for life. And we are here to help you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, Raj.
Bye-bye.